Okay, so in this video, we're gonna talk about 4 things I wish I knew before I started my detailing business. Now, and the reality is I can make a list of like 50. We'll keep it at 4. Right now, I am just packing up the van because we're gonna go help out the mobile crew knock out some SUV. That way they can get to the next job sooner. I'll take you along and I'll share those 4 tips with you. So let's get today going. Okay, so one thing I wish I knew before starting my business is for myself is to simply think bigger, set bigger goals. I think, over time you get confidence and build experience and you kind of level up those goals month after month, year after year. But if your goal right now is saying, hey, I want to make $1,000 a month, which is great. But are you only saying $1,000 a month because that feels comfortable, because that seems achievable? Why not push it up to $2,000 a month, $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month, right? Don't be scared to think bigger, right? Because there is no constraints on what you can achieve. It's literally just what you want to do, making a plan and then doing it. Like, there is no limitation or no constraints to what you can do in your business and in your life. All right, and we are here. They are working on the vehicle right now. But just to add another point to that is, like, yes, if you set a bigger goal, it's gonna be scarier. It's gonna be more work, right? It's gonna challenge you, but you might as well set a bigger goal now. And again, I don't mean say, hey, like if you're saying $1,000 a month, yeah, $2,000, $3,000, that could probably be a bigger goal. I wouldn't be like, I'm gonna make $1 million this year. Okay, that's a little too far now. It has to be realistic, but don't be scared to challenge yourself, right? You can still have a challenging, realistic goal that's a little out of your reach, if that makes sense. So don't be scared to think a little bigger, go after those bigger goals and take more action. Like, whatever you think you're doing right now, you can do more. I can't tell you exactly what that's gonna look like or how that is, but whatever you're doing right now, you can get more production out of yourself. So now, let's go help out. Okay, so the progress is coming along nicely. We are on the plastic and leathers. We're literally all up in Lexus Grill right now with the camera. So the second thing is you need to focus on your marketing. Like, the same way we have all these vehicles and people are like, how do you get your customers? How do you get these people that pay these outrageous pricing? It's like, you have to have a way to generate a consistent flow of qualified leads into your business on a daily basis. So what I mean by that is simply figuring out one channel, and when you're first getting started, just focus on one channel and squeeze all the juice that you can. So if you're doing on Instagram, learn everything that you can about Instagram and get all you can out of that one thing before moving on to something else. If you're gonna run Instagram ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, like, learn that platform, learn all the ins and outs, understand how to use it, and maximize every single ounce of results that you can out of that one thing. Now, over time, what you can do is, once you have this one thing set and running and it's generating leads and results and it's working for you, then you stack on something else and now you can have 2 channels running. But don't do the mistake of, okay, I'm gonna do 2 weeks over here. Okay, that didn't work. I'm gonna go for a week over here. Okay, that didn't work. I'm gonna spend $20 over here on Instagram ads. Okay, that didn't work. You wanna avoid that. That's gonna cut that, that's gonna spend too much time. You're kind of spreading yourself thin, trying to do 10 different things at once. Focus on one thing, maximize that one thing, and get all the results that you can. And if you do want to start your detailing business, check out my ultimate guide to start your detailing business. There's over 10,000 words of content on tips, advice, strategies on starting and growing your business. You can click the link in the description box down below to download it. So now let's get back to the video. Okay, so number 3 is on your pricing. This is one of the more difficult things that just about every detailer is gonna go through. And one thing you have to realize is there is no perfect pricing. And if you wanna charge higher for your services, the way to do that is to, one, always offer the best value, right? First and foremost. But second is a big component to that is on the previous step that I just mentioned, or the previous thing of you have to attract the right type of customers into your business that are happy and willing and are looking for a premium detailer that is going to charge a premium price tag, right? Just a basic analogy is like if you're trying to sell this steak to someone that can either only afford a hot dog or only wants a hot dog, your neighbor, no matter how you present it, how you describe it, no matter how good it smells, the sizzle, they're not going to buy the steak because they want or can only afford the hot dog. Man. Okay, so now the job is basically being wrapped up. They'll go ahead and just do the touch-ups, accept payment, and then they're gonna go on break and then go to the next vehicle. Justin and I will go back and shoot more content at the shop. But it's very true, when it comes to the pricing, it really has a big part to the type of customer you attract in your business. That's why when people get so shocked of like, we're charging, you know, $200, $400, $800, $1,200, $1,800 for a detail, they're like, well, bro, how do you charge those prices? And it's like, there's nothing, a specific script or a way we present the service. It's like the type of person that comes to our business wants a specific type of detail from a specific type of detailer, meaning they want someone professional, reputable, with great customer service, that offers a great customer experience, that has a genuine interest in what they want and what they need for their vehicle. Like it's not so much of like, okay, drop it from 400 to 380. That's how you get at the customers. No, it's like, it's your marketing that attracts the right people, right? That then helps you a lot in pricing your services according to the type of service that you offer. So for you, is like, make sure that one, you're attracting the right type of customer, and then two, you're charging the rates that you want. Now don't get me wrong, everyone always wants to make more money, right? So that's why I say there's no perfect pricing of like, yeah, everything can always be a bit higher, right? Or you can always take less time to finish a detail. So you're gonna continually work on your pricing, and your business will evolve as your customers evolve, as your customers change. Like, things will change as your business grows. But there's no perfect pricing. Attract the right customers and charge higher rates. And now we're back at the shop. Lex is on the way. Well, they're on their way to take a break and then go to the second location. Now, the fourth thing I want to talk about is the level of expectation or the results that you produce. So what you can do as a detailer, right? You have developed that skill, that experience, the eye for all the details. So you can spot the blemishes, the marring, the haze, that extra stain, the scratch. You can spot all those things in a vehicle. Now the customer can't. So you have to get used to and have the discipline to stop detailing once you've met that threshold of what you and the customer agreed upon, right? Meaning, you as a detailer, you can always do more. You can always polish a little more. You can always correct a bit more. You can always sand a bit more. You can always clean the wheel a bit. Like, you can always do a little bit more to get better results. But you have to have the discipline to say, okay, this is what we agreed upon with the customer. Here's where that line is at. We have to stop here, because although, yes, us as detailers, we can do more, for the customer, this is what they wanted, this is what they're paying for, and when we turn it into them, they're gonna be absolutely happy with it, right? So, you know, like, even for us being in business for so many years, it's like we still have that thought process sometimes of like, yeah, but is that good enough? Did we remove like 85% of the swirls, right? Can you tell the difference? And if you look back to the before conditions, like, obviously there's a big difference in the paintwork, right? But you can easily get into your head and be like, no, should we do one more pass? Should we polish it a bit more? Like, can we get it looking a little bit better? And the truth is, you can always get it looking a little bit better. Like, you can always do a little bit more or a lot more to get the vehicle looking much better. But the customer is probably not gonna notice all that. So if you wanna do a little bit more, make sure that the customer is paying for a little bit more, right? Don't go in and start, you know, removing swirls, scratches, or taking out stains if the customer isn't paying for that. So a big part of drawing this line and having the discipline to say, hey, I'm gonna stop here, is to have that communication with the customer and say, hey, like, what are you looking to get? What's your goal with this detail? You know, what's your budget with what you wanna do? That way you can draw that line and say, okay, look, this is what they want. This is what they specifically requested. Here's the level of expectations that I said we can do, and we're gonna meet those things. Right, and it's not to cut cords or say, oh, so you're not doing everything that you could to that vehicle, you're just ripping off the customer. It's like, no, we would be happy to do more if they're paying for that level of service, right? But it's like based on their budget, their needs, what they want, this is where that line's at, and you have to have the discipline to say, okay, I'm gonna stop right there. Because a lot of times, like, all of us go through that process of like doing a bit more and doing more for the service, and because we think like the customer's not gonna be happy. But I kid you not, like out of the hundreds of times that we've detailed customers' cars, 9 out of 10 times, not even 10 out of 10 times, they're extremely happy. They might point out a few things like, hey, can you touch that up? Or there's a bit of dust there. Hey, that stain, can you try that stain again? But no one ever comes out and says, how, did you even clean the car? Like that has never happened to us. So you have to understand that like what you perceive as quality or what you would like to continue to do on a vehicle is completely different than what the customer is paying for, what they're expecting, and what you two guys or what you two agreed upon. So you have to draw that line and say, yes, I can do more, I could do more, I'd like to do more, but based on the level of expectations, this is what we're gonna stop because this is what the customer and I agreed upon. It can be difficult because you can polish out the paint a little bit more, but you gotta draw that line somewhere. And that's gonna wrap up the video right there. If you are interested in downloading the ultimate guide to start your detailing business, you wanna check out Jobber, where you can get a free 14-day trial plus 20% off your first 6 months. Or if you wanna check out my podcast, the Detailing Business Class Podcast, all those links will be down in the description box down below. Leave a comment, let me know what's your one thing that you would kind of give advice to on what you wish you knew before you got started in your business. And I'll talk to everyone on the next one. Bye-bye.